Hi there, it's Suze again in your kitchen and in my kitchen. Welcome back to Manja. We are doing a hack type of cooking today. Now, what's a hack? Well, hacking in the 1930s referred to somebody that was just messing around or screwing around. Hacking to me is taking a dish that's already made or complicated or sophisticated and cutting out all the other stuff out of it and making it as simple as possible so you don't have to do it. Shortcuts, let's call it shortcuts, but I call them kitchen hacks. And kitchen hacks are pretty simple. I mean, I've got a billion of them, so you're going to be learning a lot of hacks. These are Roma tomatoes. And what I did with these is I cut them in half and then quartered them and removed all the pulp and all the seeds. This is essential for making these. You put them in a very slow oven, and these are going to be very similar to a sun-dried tomato. The longer you cook these at a low temperature, the more leathery they become and the more sun-dried they become. These are not, I didn't cook them as long as I should have, so they're a little flaccid. Okay, we're going to talk flaccid again, right? Flaccid usually does not refer to food, but in this case, it's flaccid. So in this case, you have a flaccid tomato, but if you bake them longer, they're going to become leathery and they're not going to have this pliability about them. Again, salt, pepper, cut them in quarters, put them in a slow oven. Slow refers to anything generally in the 200-degree range. And you can cook them for 4 to 6 hours, just put them in there. You can even put them in there before you go to work and come home if you've got it in for 200 degrees. When you come home from work, they're done. You don't have to do anything. I like to take these and throw them into a big bowl of pasta, hot pasta, with maybe a little bit of more grated cheese, a little olive oil, maybe a little garlic, fresh basil, and you've got a dish. It's a complete dish. If you want to throw in a protein, such as maybe a chicken breast, you can do the same thing. But these are really great, and to store these, they stay forever. If you put them in a jar, put them with a lid, cover them in olive oil, a couple of garlic cloves, put them in your refrigerator, they'll live longer than you do. So another hack. You're going to see a lot of hacks, and hacks are what I like to do because they're simple. And they're also time savers, and they taste great because you're saving nutrients. The longer they cook, the more nutrients are saved in the integrity of the recipe. So get ready, buckle up, get ready for more hacks in the kitchen. And sun-dried or slower dried tomatoes. Using Roma tomatoes, by the way. These are Romas. They don't work with anything else because Roma tomatoes, let's talk about that for a second. Roma tomatoes have the least amount of moisture in any kind of a tomato. When I owned my Mexican restaurant, I used to use these, and I put them in a black cast iron pan, a Roma tomato, whole, not cleaned, meaning gutted inside, and turned them on all sides until they were totally blackened. I put them in a food processor with a handful of cilantro, a chipotle pepper, and a chipotle is nothing other than a smoked jalapeno. Throw that in there, a little bit of chicken stock, no fat, and some onions. And it was our smoky roasted tomato salsa. I'll do the recipe for you so you can see how simple this one was. And the interesting thing is, this recipe went crazy because the guy that came in to clean my car, he was one of a auto detailer, tried it on our salsa bar. We had a fresh salsa bar, and he says, "What's that brown stuff over there, that smoky salsa stuff over there?" I go, "Well, it doesn't have a name, but if you want to name it, you can." I'm not good at the name thing. So he did, and he came back to me and he goes, "Can I have the recipe? Is the chef here?" And I go, "You're looking at her." And he goes, "How do I make it?" And I go, "Okay, give me a cocktail napkin." And with that, I wrote the recipe down on a cocktail napkin. He went on to found the chain Baja Fresh. He sold his car detailing business, sold Baja Fresh to one of the big major food suppliers, and retired. I think to myself, why do I give these recipes away? I mean, all of you at home could get very wealthy on these recipes, but that's not what I want to do it for. I want to do it because I want to share. I mean, this is what I do. So that was the short story on the Roma tomatoes. You can do this, or you can make the salsa, and we'll do that on a later show. Simple, fast, and again, you see it's on parchment. You're not washing dishes. So do it as simply as you can. Fresh always is better, and it's fun. So come back to the kitchen. Love to have you. Manja!